Hi, Michael Buffer here, and let's get ready for FM Boxing Media.
Frankie Morgan here from FM Boxing Media, brought to you by the High Protein Company and For You Hair Products. And today...
You got any hair products for Gal?
I'll say that swing straight round.
He could do with some. Listen, I have my hair done, so I can't say nothing, but he could do with some.
Listen, you need to trim them hairs from your nose, bro.
Do you know what? I was going to say about how high the energy was in your clip, but I think this is showing it, ain't it? Is this what you two always like?
No,
listen, when we start auditioning for this song in a minute, you'll see. I lead and then he follows, but honestly, his impression of Elvis is useless. Watch this, guys. That's what we're here for, isn't it? What are we here for? Is this the audition for the
We
music?
can have a sing-along if you want, I don't mind.
I think so.
It's the music video, isn't it?
But obviously, I met you a few months ago, Gail, at the national finals, and we were speaking about all the things in boxing, what can be done for amateur boxing, and now all of a sudden I see a video pop up. First time I've seen you since. Highest energy I've seen in a Box Cup video, probably since the first DAZN one when all the kids wanted to be on there. But something new, something improved, and there's a lot of things that are still kept secret that Bill's obviously mentioned, a lot of people are asking about. But this could be the next big Box Cup, and what do you reckon it is that makes this stand out from every other?
Do you know what it is? I've known
got
Gal.
rolled that on his mouth.
I've known just listen.
Hold
just
it
keep
wherever.
away from me. I've known Gal a long time, and I could say he started off my coaching boxing journey through the amateurs because he was the first person I was leaning on, and we've sort of always bounced off each other. And he was travelling the whole of Europe. Now you could say I'm travelling the whole of Europe,
Yeah.
and we've always we've always bounced off each other. So I said, look, let's do a box cup, and he was like, all right, let's talk. And we said, but when we do it, we've got to do one thing. We've got to make it about the boxers. In terms of, I travel all around Europe, and he has, and there's always 3 judges. Right, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to have 5 judges. But we just said we're going to do a box cup. When we do it, we're going to make it about the boxers because a lot of these ain't. A lot of them are about something else. And this ain't me running anyone down. I like every box cup I do. In fact, I'll review some of them and share their profiles, hopefully as they will do mine. But look, this box cup is about the boxers, and yes, we're going to bring the energy because we're passionate about boxing. Yes, we're passionate about giving not only the best boxers in the opportunity to showcase their skills, but also development boxers. And that's what we said. When we do it, we might not be able to do every age, but we want to make it fair. We want to make it accessible for everyone to give development and open class boxers a chance. And as well, our network's quite big in terms of, like I said, I travel around Europe, so does Gal. So we've got a few friends that want to pop over and repay us a favour. Is that right?
Yeah, I reckon so, yeah. I mean, and also we want to give them a platform, these boxers, so they can showcase their skills, but equally, you know, at the event, there's going to be various social media platforms. We want to give these kids the exposure, because that's what it's all about. How many times do we hear about kids going on to win European titles and they drift off, nobody hears from them, you know, nobody knows what club they're from. There's plenty out there, there's plenty of skill out there.
It'd be lovely to have yourself there if you're available.
Yeah, 100% I'll be there, yeah.
And, you know, we had a chat about a few things. We've got a fantastic sponsor, New Era, unbelievable sponsor, unbelievable people, great passion for boxing. They love their boxing.
To James, it was more of Kim and Gary sharing a mutual. Gary obviously runs a number of marathons. I don't know how he does it. And James is doing a marathon.
I've done one a day.
I did you well done.
Yeah, I've done one. I've come straight from the marathon. I've done the Gravesend marathon today.
Enough about you anyway. So then James is doing a marathon, and they've sort of got a mutual friendship in me. They started speaking, and then it just come apparent, didn't it? It was you, and it just flourished, and it was never really meant to happen, but the things that never happen that do always become the greatest. And look, we're here to become, I would say, the England's #1 box cup, and that's what we will do.
Absolutely. And there's various things we're doing a little bit different. The girls, tell them about the girls.
So the girls, and look, I've bumped into people today, and everyone's, like I said, we're doing things slowly. But the girls, we're having all straight finals. I've got 2 girls, both have been national champions at times. One of them's just had her England assessment today with my little boy. But I'm fed up of travelling everywhere and not getting bouts for girls. Or actually, I've thrown both girls last year under the bus in terms of we've travelled so far. We've been in a position where they're not going to get about, and I've had to put them a year up against the European 2-time gold medalist, and she didn't do as well as what she got beat fair and square.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't have happened with the girls because it ain't as popular as the boys yet. Yes, women's boxing's growing, and I'm all for it. And that's why I said to Gail, we've got to, with the help of Javelin, we made a mutual decision to be like, we're going to make it straight finals, and we're going to give the girls the opportunity to know who they're boxing, so don't get pullouts. And this is going to be matched by someone completely separate. It's not going to be in Jab Link. We've got a female to come in and do that, and we'll be talking about that later today. We won't mention it too much, Nick, because I don't want that person to get bombarded with messages, as of me and Gary. And just on that note, it won't be me and Gary sorting out any of this matchmaking. So, because I've had my phone blown. Have you had your phone blown up?
It's gone mad.
It's gone mad.
It's gone mental. The phone ain't
Mine's
stopped.
been busier than yours. But
get me on the Box Cup. I'm saying, listen, just wait. Just wait till the invitation comes out.
He's had 2 messages. I've had about 100.
The 100 messages he's got, I've phoned people and said, listen, do me a favour, phone me. Let's get his head right. Phone Bill. Mention the Box Cup, right? Honestly, I'm sat on the end of a speakerphone, right, and my pals are there, right? And we're in stitches, right? We're in stitches. I'm going, just mention the Box Cup. They're going, Bill, you're doing a Box Cup? He's like, thanks, straight away.
No, what he's done, because his phone's been busy, he's gone, right, fuck this, ring Bill. Bill's sorted this out, and he's put everyone that's rung him onto me. Oh, you fucker. I bet you have done that as well.
We do have a bit of banter. It's a good laugh, do you know what I mean? That's what it's all
You've got to. Life's too short. And do you know what as well? We've both got amateur clubs. I'm more on my amateur journey than what Gary's. He's on a bit of a journey himself. Look, he's and credit to Gal. He's a good mate of mine, and he's fighting cancer. You know, he's beating parts of it, and he will beat all of it. And he's still here. He's doing everything with a smile on his face, and it's a credit to him, because I think a lot of people would lay down right now, and he's not. He's bloody running. He really needs to slow down, if anything, and he's sped up. So look, this Box Cup's, I suppose you could say it's probably about mine and his relationship more than anything. You know, we started by doing shows together. Yeah. He would take a turn a show, I would take a turn a show, and funny enough, a mutual friend of mine and yours, Jamie Williams, would take a turn, and we was all. And then it sort of, Gary took a back step from the amateur boxing. I'll tell you something
about Jamie Williams. I know Jamie, right? He's a mutual friend of us all. Jamie Williams was the photographer at my first wedding when I was 20.
How many weddings did you have?
Two. I've been married twice, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Jamie Williams was the photographer at my wedding 20 years ago.
Yeah,
20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago, my first wedding.
He did used to do that. I remember when I first.
He was my photographer. Yeah, he's a great friend of mine.
I remember my dad saying when I went in the gym, he said he used to be a photographer, that fella, and I didn't believe it. But yes, it's what he come about from.
I spoke to him the other day. He's a great friend. Yeah, real proper boxing man. Yeah.
And just to let everyone know, this Box Cup just is cadets, schoolboys, juniors. However, the females, we've got spaces for 50 straight finals for the females. So if you're a schoolgirl, a junior girl, a youth girl, put your details in, because we've got space for 50 finals. Yeah. So even if you're a senior female and you're struggling, put your when it comes out, put it forward, because we'll get you match. And if you're a club and you know about us out there, once we make it clear of who to go to, we're going to take care of you the best we can. So look, just to put that out there with the girls.
And speaking of seniors and youths, I've had loads of phone calls about, are you doing seniors or are you doing youths? The answer to that question is yes, but not on this Box Cup.
Not
I'm
going to answer for him. We're going to launch. There's going to be something happening on that Box Cup, and it's going to be big.
Yeah. It's going to be launched.
Not as big as my personality, but big. Just big.
Not as big as either of the personalities,
no,
is it?
Come on. All right. Oh, yeah, all right.
But obviously you mentioned the 5 judges, which straight away took everyone's interest. I think in amateur boxing, there's so many robberies. We've all seen them. There's some fights that people think are robberies and other people don't. But with the 5 judges, it sort of takes it out of everyone's heads, don't it?
Do you know
it reduces it. You're still going to get it. You're still going to get those close decisions where people think they might have won and not. You know, but look, you can't do any more, can you? 5 judges is where it's at.
Me and Gary have both been on the wrong side of decisions, and I'm never going to stop that. But when we did this, I did it, and to be honest, this decision of ours nearly stopped it happening, because we've had to go out of our way to contact people we know, not just from England. This ain't about Eastern counties. We've got probably one of the best Danish supervisors, Scandinavian supervisors coming over. We've got some of the best. Well, I've got supervisors, referees, and judges messaging me, wanting to come be a part of it, because they see what I do. I just spoke about the Scandinavian. We've got probably one of the best OICs in home counties, the best in London. So we've got, it's not just one county, and it's not just one country. So, and that was nearly the make or break for this, because at one point we was like, we might not be able to make it happen, but we've gone the extra mile for all the officials, because look, sometimes you will get too wrong decisions, but the 3 will outweigh the 2. When it's 3 judges, it's very rarely fair, because if you've got 2 see it wrong, and it's hard. And I've been on the end of it, and it's painful, because I know if there's 5, the decision would have been the other way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and you obviously mentioned in that video that this ain't only English boxers, this ain't only British boxers.
No, this ain't only British boxers. This is an international box cup with Hungary, Denmark.
America's been on the phone.
America's been on the phone. I've got to see
that was the main country.
Yeah.
Days, you know what
So
I mean?
and they're messaging me every week, invitation. I've had Serbia message me. However, they've got visa issues to get to them. But look,
I had a phone call from Canada yesterday.
Yeah.
So there's a boxing club in Canada called Albion Boxing Club.
Albion
Boxing Club.
Probably
Exactly the same,
well.
But I've had a phone call. You can't swear on this.
I can't
That's
swear.
all right. You're allowed to swear. That's all
I'll
right.
beat you out. Sorry, no, I was going to say sorry. But just beep that out.
Just
Beep that out.
bleep it out.
And anything boring Gary says, beep that out as well. Because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of boring stuff that he says, just beep that. Or just maybe when he does that, goes boring and he goes off on a tangent, just play lots of music or something.
But yeah, that's
Albion Boxing Club, yeah.
Yeah.
But I know him, yeah. He said to me, what's going on?
Oh, that'd be so good.
That'd be nice, yeah.
yeah. Because one thing I was going to mention, all of us sit there and think, I would have loved to have seen Floyd Mayweather, but a lot of people don't have the money to go out to America, watch these fights. So all the people that want to go and watch these young amateurs, they're going to see people that could be world champions one day from America, from Hungary, from Denmark. How much does that?
From Britain.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously the
from
British, but
From
with the
Britain.
British kids, they should
And
be
we've got some
supporting
amazing
anyway.
talent,
But yeah,
haven't we? We've got some
Some
amazing
unbelievable
talent.
talent.
Amazing
Yeah,
talent.
yeah.
And even I think the schoolboys in England is getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
You know, he's had his fair share of champions, but every year they just seem to get stronger. You think, and it is mental how advanced some of these kids are in our country. It's only as they get older in our country, it seems to dip a little bit, but our schoolboys are some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
They're genuinely some of the best
So
in the
for a
world.
general spectator who just likes their boxing, this is going to be the Box Cup. This is
Perfect
going to
way,
be
yeah.
the number one to showcase skills, because these age groups, cadets, schools and juniors, is where it all starts. This is where it all happens, isn't it? And these are the kids now, the ones that go on are going to be winning major titles. So yes, definitely.
yeah, because a lot of the youngsters don't get to fight the Americans and the
No,
Hungarians.
and by the way, going back to that,
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to see a lot of Americans box, and it's such a different style. It's like I can't even, like, these guys in the Philly shell at 10, 11 years old. But what you got to remember as well, them kids are fighting at 8 years old. It starts
Yeah.
at 10 in England. It's 8 over there. So if it's 8 over there, they're starting at 6, because over here everyone does behind the closed doors skills shows and. Over there, they do the same, but they do it from 6. They're having national championships at 8-year-old. So it's like, and when you do see them, it's like, they're so comfortable in the pocket. Don't get me wrong, I've seen some beat, but I've seen some very, very, very good boys. And all I can put it down to is they're so confident.
Yeah, you even see the likes of Kamal Moten at the moment, who obviously had an amazing amateur career.
Top.
But you look at them when they turn pro, sometimes it might not start off the way they want. But with this, does this help the kids when they do turn over? They know they can box an American, they know they can box a Canadian.
Sorry to stop you. It's who's been asking to come over is Shakur Stevens' uncle.
Yeah.
And it's his son's in boxing club, and he was responsible for making Shakur, and that's who I've been speaking to. But going back to your question, yeah, of course it does. You know, it's experience that gets you through as a pro, and that's why having a good pedigree, of course it helps you, and definitely fighting different styles and definitely fighting other countries, because that's what's responsible for getting decent English pros losses, because they haven't gone out. That's why Gary is an amateur club. That's why me is an amateur club. It's not a marathon for me. It's not a sprint, sorry. It's a marathon. So I try and get my own sons, my own kids in my club as much experience. And yes, at times kids can't afford it. That's why we're bringing this to the UK. That's why we're bringing this to Essex. This is the first box cup from Eastern Counties. This was a county that weren't strong a good few years ago. We was a weak county. And it's now on the map, and hopefully this box cup can really, really help, and as well show the development boxers within our county who usually get overcrowded by the Londons. Because look, let's have it right, London's the best county when it comes to boxing in England, boxing by a mile.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be good.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously it's a nice local one for everyone who's around the area,
Makes a difference for me.
just round the corner.
Round the corner
doorstep.
from him.
On the
Yeah.
doorstep.
He'll
man-
probably still be late.
doorstep.
He'll still be late as he was as he was today.
That's who I said.
As he was today. Anyway, go on.
So it is, even sometimes, like you hear, Haringey Box Cups next week, and everyone gets excited for it. But for where we live, it's a fair old trek, ain't it, to get there?
Yeah, top box cup that though.
Yeah,
Top box
yeah.
cup, top box cup.
Yeah,
For seniors and youth.
The
top.
seniors and youth, yeah.
Top.
The number one.
Number one, yeah.
yeah, and that's why people like DAZN are getting involved.
Yeah.
But can you see that happening for you in the near future? The likes of DAZN coming along, or even ITV, BBC, they're all getting into boxing now.
There's been conversations had, and if anyone is watching this and wants to get involved, then look, talk to me, not Gary. No, I'm joking. Speak to Gary.
I think you two are going to get in that ring
listen,
in a minute.
no, I'm joking. On a serious note, no, speak to Gary. That's his department, and we would love to have someone involved. Look, we're schoolboys don't really get a lot of that.
Yeah.
You know, schoolgirls don't really get a lot of that. So for them to come and do this box cup, I think it would probably be. I know they've done Riviera. I know they've done Manchester, but that's be a little bit older. I don't think there's been any schoolboy. Could be wrong. Someone will comment I'm wrong, but I don't think there is. So that would be a bonus, and I'm sure it'll happen. Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. I hope it'll happen.
Yeah, whether it's this one or the next one, but you know, I mean, this is a template, and this one's the foundation. You know, we're going to evaluate this box cup afterwards, and then that's going to inform development of what's going to happen to it next year. So this is the first step in what could be something really, what it will be something really special. And you know, we're hungry. Bill and I are still hungry, and always have been hungry for boxing. Our direction has changed slightly, but you know, anything we put ourselves to, whatever it may be, we make it work, we make it happen. So this is one of them things now that we're both content in making this happen and making it real big. So,
and do you know what? It's no different
see where it goes.
no different to our mindset with the boxing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's the same as this. Like we're going to make mistakes. We're only human, but we care. We make an effort, and we do right by the boxers. So as long as that comes across, I'll be happy. He'll be happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And one thing I do need to touch on while you're sat here, big thing coming next year.
Yeah.
Been speaking about it just before Gal got here, but a film that's not only on you, it's on your kids, it's on the whole family. How big is that for you?
Do you know what? It's I've obviously been I've been humbled by the response I got from everyone, but from the outside looking in, it must seem like, why are they doing a movie about a kid who just won a European gold? Because what they don't realise is for him to get where he's got starting out. And I touched base on Jamie Williams the other day, and the best way I can explain this is, once upon a time, Jamie Williams pulled me over and he said to me, Billy, Mason's going to be a superstar. Harry is very well schooled, he's unbelievable. Let Billy quit. Billy don't want to do it. And he didn't do that to mug me off. He done that because he cared. He done that because he's... and I said, Jay, I said, that boy is going to be the best one out of my sons. I said, remember, I told you. Me and Jamie spoke yesterday on the phone. I called him in front of the movie director and I put him on loudspeaker. And I said, Jay, can you please tell him the story? Word for word, he repeated just that. So Billy had a really hard start to life. You know, he weren't good at nothing and he had a really hard start to boxing. Gary probably just met him as he started to do okay, but he was still probably one of my worst boxers. And, you know, he was subject to bullying at school. He was, and the movie's not just about him, it's about where I went wrong in life, and Billy could have easily gone there. Look, I've got ADHD. I'm probably autistic. I struggled at school because I found violence or the rebelling the best way I could gain people's respect. Was it wrong? Was it right? No, it was wrong. Did I make loads of mistakes? Yes, I did. And I was then faced with not believing in myself as a 5-0 pro boxer and mental health. But really, I made the decision to stop boxing and to give my life for my kids, and I think I made the right decision because I started in a shed, and now look around, we've got a gym. Yeah, it's not the best gym in the country, or yes, it's not the best looking gym in the world, but I'm doing okay, and I'm doing something I love, and also in this movie we're going to give people an opportunity, like I touched base on earlier, to go and act. If I can change one life through doing this, in terms of showing a kid what an autistic, ADHD, ADD boy can do through a little bit of hard work and not being wrapped in a bubble, but being told, you're okay, son, you're all right, you're going to be good, come on, give me one more. Then I've won. If I can help a kid who's never acted from our boxing community, then I've won. I want to show what a community that me, you, Gary are so used to. We've got everything in the gym, every race, every religion, and we're all together. There's a brotherhood. Look, I've met Gary. Through boxing. I speak to him most weeks, most months. I've stayed friends with him. I kid you.
Mad. He tells me every day. Do you know what I do? Right? I turn the phone off, right? I've got my phone, right? I put it on silent, and he's like, oh, mate, every day. I said to his wife the other day, I said, listen, what time does he get out of bed? Right? Because guaranteed, I sit there at 7:30 in the morning, the phone rings Billy Long. Oh, mate. But honestly... But I'll tell you, let me add to that, because I know I love Bill's kids, you know what I mean? But, he puts out good boxers, and, the boxers that come out of this gym have got a lot of respect and everything else, and that's what, as a boxing club, that's what you want to instill. But his 3 boys are lovely kids. We went and had a bit of food the other day, and I know them anyway, but polite, well-mannered, well brought up. The pair of them, they've done a great job with them kids, do you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, They're not flash, Bill's not flash.
And do you know,
just nice kids, do you know what I mean? Which is lovely. So it's lovely that they're getting the opportunity to be able to do the film and to do something good, because you're sharing a story, and hopefully that will inspire others in the same position. But equally, that's a legacy that's being made that you can't ever take that film away from them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
I'll touch base on that. When Billy sort of had his success with that European gold, we got invited up to Sheffield, and he obviously won Boxer of the Year at best schoolboy in the country. So he won the best boxer by England Boxing, but he won the best boxer. And this is a kid who started this England camp, not speaking to one kid, keeping himself to himself, but over time flourishing, open up, and he was on England Boxing doing moonwalks, and they were catching him dancing, and the boy's got character.
Yeah.
And at times, so have I. Look, I might bore you, I might talk a bit too much, but the only problem they're going to have with this movie really is getting Tom Hardy over the line. Do you know what I mean? But I might put Gary in it, and if there is a,
it's got to be Jason Statham, ain't it?
Yeah, but
not on Bill's face, but not on Bill's face.
No, listen,
I knew that one had wound him up there.
No, I was trying to think of ugly versions of Jason Statham, but I couldn't think of that.
Maybe Harry Hill with the glasses.
Harry Hill. Show you now. I'm getting a ring with you. Joking aside, it's a great film.
What did Harry Hill used to do that was funny?
I don't watch telly.
We'll skip the Harry Hill part.
I'd like to see who's going to play you.
Well, do you know what someone said to me? Danny Tetley. I said, mate, he's in prison for nonsense. I said, you can't say that. But do you remember him on the X Factor, Danny Tetley, the one who's got? Oh, mate, when you put him up on this, he's an ugly-looking man and a horrible man for what he did. But then I've had, what else has someone said? I've had Mr. Bean. I've had some bad ones, but look, it is what it is.
I think there's not many men in the world that won't have Tom Hardy do their acting, though, eh?
No, mate, do you know what? Listen, I'll make you laugh. I promise you, this is gospel. We was over at a show in York Hall, and there was 20 of us went for a Nando's. This is gospel, I swear on my world. I've walked out of Nando's, and I've got between 20 and 50 girls around me screaming, going, Tom.
Yes,
I swear on my
cut that out. Now leave it in. He's going to get this over this.
Listen.
Are you joking? He was taking a mickey when he said Tom Hardy. You got nothing like him, Bill.
I know, listen. Listen to what happened. No, I'll make myself on this. Listen, so what happened? That happened, yeah? And they realised they weren't. Then all the men come out, or they were there, and they was going, right, boys, let's all make a pact that this never happened. If he ever brings this up, we'll lie about it. And I was like, mate, that's the one good thing I've ever had happen to me, and that's what you're going to do. And I was like, you bastards. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, no, back to the movie. If and when it happens, it's going into treatment. It's been spoke to some of the biggest distributors in the country. Well, probably the biggest. And he's all for it, which means he has to put up some money, and then it goes to investors and blah blah blah. But look, at the minute it's positive. We're potentially on some big news channels soon and stuff like that. And my phone hasn't stopped. And like I said, just thank you to everyone out there because I haven't really had much negativity. I think I've had one negative comment. Everything's been so positive.
Weren't from Tom Hardy, was it?
No, it weren't. No. Well, listen, I'm waiting for him. Because if he needs a stuntman, I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? Listen, it is what it is. It's hard at the top.
But the one thing Gal did touch on when you were talking about the movie just then is your kids being positive, being confident, and being polite. And I think 9 out of 10 mums, when they bring their kids down the gym, that's all they want. They want a polite, confident, but also a kid that can box, can look after themselves. That's what 9 out of 10 of the mums and dads put their kids in for. So
what you got to remember, there's certain things in this world that don't cost nothing, and respect, manners, discipline, they don't cost nothing. It's free.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Putting a smile on your face, it's free. Do you know what I mean? So, when you've got a kid in the gym laughing and joking, they might never make the best boxer in the world, but if they're happy, that's what we do it. That's what I do it for. That's what Bill does it for. If you're making a kid's day, you're making them happy, you're giving them something, but at the same time, installing those, all that discipline, that manners, it's brilliant. Do you know what I mean? And you're 100% right. Mums and dads, that's what everybody wants for their kids, or should want for their kids.
That's what me and him and every other, and this is what this movie's going to show. There's been so many, I don't want to say too much, but there's been so many conversations had, and we want to show what a great community we've got. Look, we never hear about the lives we save, but we hear about the lives we lose. I've made some gentlemen. He's made some gentlemen. The cherry on the top was, yes, I've made a few national champions, but that ain't the be and end all. That ain't what I'm set out to do. I've got kids in here with learning difficulties. I've got mental health classes. I've got disability classes, all inclusive. I've got beginners boxing, as has Gary. But it's boxing changes lives, mate. Unfortunately, it's the sport is still frowned upon, and this as well is hopefully what that movie is going to also change, because at times we are from a great community, and like I said, an all-inclusive community that accepts everyone and anyone, and you can't tell me another community in sport that does that, because every other sport is made up of is racist, and boxing ain't. Don't have it, don't stand for it.
Yeah, and if we was going to sign off with one message, obviously shout out what the Box Cup is, where you can find you, where they can find that unbelievable high energy video. But if you could give one last thing that you would say for the reason that these people should come to this Box Cup, should watch, should box in it, what would it be?
Well, he ain't shut up. Go on, you might as well carry on. Let's finish it off then. Tom Hardy, you know what I mean? Ask Tom Hardy that question.
Do you know what? So, like I said, with regards to the music playing out of his voice, it's probably just stopped. So, how are you doing, guys? So the question was, where can you find the New Era Box Cup? And we're on Instagram, New Era, TikTok, New Era, Facebook, New Era Box Cup. Website is just about to go live. The reason we haven't been able to is because of the females. Because before we do this, sorry to go on about the females all the time, but we wanted to make sure the moment we put this out, it's very clear in what we're doing, and we're doing something a bit different that's never been done, but to make it fair. So the website's going live tomorrow. What's the day tomorrow morning? Tuesday latest, the invitation, and will be out Wednesday, and then we'll have the date for the Jablink entry, which will be the end of September, which is when they want to run as well. So yeah, we've got a little bit of time.
Watch this space, yeah. Like the pages, share the videos.
And as well, thank you for coming down, because I appreciate it. And listen, this is another thing. There's not enough people doing what you do, caring about the world of amateur boxing, because everyone wants to go and look, you're doing really well. You're in with you've been doing some matchroom guys, some pros. Gary's nephew Fred Pullen, great amateur. But it's great for you to come down and care about us, and that's from the bottom of my heart. So I really, really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you very much. So from Frankie Morgan, Jason Statham and Tom Hardy, this is the end of the interview. Thank you very much.